Right, how is that? I think I'm there now, aren't I? Yay! Good stuff. Oh my goodness. It's like I don't know, I feel like sometimes when I was trying to explain to my mother how to use a computer and getting cross at her for making the same mistakes again. Right, we've got it. That's all that matters with there. Good morning and welcome to your stretch class. We got there in the end with my sound issues. So this morning's routine, this morning's class is going to be kind of keeping it pretty simple. So just into our basic stretches, we're going to start with the standing, more dynamic movement before we move onto the mat to do a few deeper static stretches. So hopefully nothing too complex, too complicated. It'll all be stuff that we've done before, but just really focusing in on that kind of quality of the movement. We will be getting down onto the floor and then hopefully back up again. So if you need a bit of furniture nearby just to help with that, then by all means have that available. No special equipment. You might want a block or a pillow. We're going to do some kneeling and some lying, so just something for your own comfort for that one. Any of the movements that don't feel right or don't feel good for you, feel free to adapt or just miss that little bit out. If you feel unwell, make sure you stop. And if you're exercising alone, it's a good idea to have a method of communication nearby should you need to reach out for any help. So let's get started then. We're going to stand with our feet about hip width apart. Just let the arms relax for me to begin with. Chest open. Good. Lift up through the crown of the head and then pop your hands onto your hips. Shoulders stay down. You're going to circle around with one foot, loosening out the foot and ankle. Marvellous. And then change the direction of that circle, go around the other way. And my toe is cracking. And then place that foot flat. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So up onto the ball of the foot, circle round. And then go around the other way. Good. And then into a nice strong standing position with the feet a little bit wider apart than we had them before. You're just going to take your hips over to one side. So one hip bone goes up, one goes down. And then over the other way. So a little bum wiggle over and over. Good. Nice free movement. You might notice one side being a little bit tighter than the other. That's okay. We'll work on that. 3 more. 2, 1. And then come and settle in the middle. Let your arms relax down by your side now. And we're just going to swing the arms. One in front of you, one behind. A little bit of a sway and a twist through the torso as you go. You might want to follow the direction of movement with your eye line. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then back into the middle again. Shoulder rolls next, up, round and back. Good. 3 more of those. 2 and 3. Good. We're going to keep the chest open if you're comfortable to hold the hands behind your back. I want you to do that. And then you're going to nod the chin down to the chest, roll your ear to your shoulder one way, roll your ear to the shoulder the other way. And then keep going side to side. Good. We'll do 2 more in either direction. Fantastic. And then we're going to come back up into center and let the arms hang down by your side again. So that's a nice little flow. If you're limited on time during the week to do some more of your stretch and mobility, even just doing that, little bit of ankle twiddle, some hip sways, some swings, some shoulders and some neck, just going through that one little kind of phase of this routine will do you good. So that could be one to just bookmark and save for another time. But we're going to carry on with some of our dynamic stretches, and we're going to go more for a leg stretch now. I'm coming sideways so you can see me. Nice wide stance, split stance. And remember this idea that I talk about train tracks rather than a tightrope. So if you keep a nice wide stance, it's going to be much easier to balance and to hold that position. So I'll come back here so you can see what I want you to do. We're going to alternate between a calf stretch, where we bend this front knee, heel flat on the floor on the back, so a bit of a calf stretch, and then we transfer our weight over this back leg, pull the toes towards you on the front foot with a straight knee, and you'll stretch up the back of the leg. And we'll alternate between those two. You go forwards for your calf stretch, backwards for your hamstring. Forwards for your calf, and back for your hamstring. Good stuff. Keep going. Now you might want something to hold on to for a little bit of balance. That's absolutely fine. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. Taking it forwards, taking it back. Taking it forwards, taking it back. Let's just do 2 more in each direction. Last ones. Wonderful. Good. Give your legs a little shake out and then we'll swap over to the other side. So other foot in front now. Train tracks, not a tightrope. Lift up tall, bottom tucked underneath. You go forwards for your calf, and it's going to open the hip a little bit as well, that one. And then backwards into the hamstring. Forwards for the calf, back into the hamstring. Good. And alternate. So just when you get to the end of your available range, then you're going to move out of that. So we keep it still quite dynamic, quite flowy. Just get these muscles thinking about moving a little bit more, but we're not ready to hold our static stretches just yet. 1 more in either direction. Good. Lovely. And then we're going to make our way down to the mat now, coming into a high kneel position to begin with. Again, it's okay to have a bit of furniture to hold on to if you want. Same rules apply. Train tracks, not tightrope, so nice wide stance. Tuck the toes underneath you on that back foot if you can. And we're going to start off ear, shoulder, hip, knee on this side, all in a straight line. Hips are square, bottom tucked underneath. And then you're going to try and keep that straight line as much as you can, but just taking the hip in front of the knee now. And then ease off. Good, do that again. Pushing the bum cheeks forwards. Coming forwards and back. Avoid too much sway or arch in the back. If you can keep the bottom tucked underneath, keep the tailbone tucked. As you come forward, you can get that nice strong stretch for me. Good. And then we're going to come forwards again. The arm on the same side as your back leg. We need to bring that up. Reaching up to the ceiling. Still trying to keep the bottom tucked underneath. Avoid too much sway and arch in the back. But then you can let that go and bring in a little bit of an arch. Good. Okay, now before we swap that leg position over, we're going to go deeper into your hamstring on the front leg. So take that leg out straight, toes are pulled up towards you. Imagine you've got a broom handle down your t-shirt, down your top. So that's going to keep your back straight as you lean forwards. Support your weight on your front leg. That's the one, and you should get a nice strong pull up the back of your leg. Deep breath into it. Lovely, ease off, and then we'll swap to the other side. So we'll bring that leg back in. Other one comes out in front. Train tracks. Excuse me. Train tracks, not a tightrope. Toes tucked underneath on the back leg, and then you're going to have ear, shoulder, hip, knee in a straight line on this side here. And then we're going to go forwards into opening that hip and come back off. Keeping the bottom tucked underneath, forwards into it, come back up. So we want a flat back, forwards into it, and back. 2 more. Okay, now we're going to hold in that stretch. Arm on the same side as the back leg is going to come up. Arm is tight by your ear, reaching up towards the ceiling, but trying not to arch the back. And then let's release that out to bring in that little bit of extension, that little arch. Good, release. And then we're going to get deeper into your front leg. So front leg is straight, toes are pulled up towards you. You're going to sit your hips back, broom handle down your t-shirt, and feel that pull. Oh, nearly fell over then. Feel that pull and stretch up the back of your leg. So it will help to support your weight on your leg, or you can hold on to a bit of furniture or a wall nearby if you want that extra balance. That's the only reason I fell over, simply to demonstrate the need for the balance, honestly. It wasn't that I wasn't paying attention. Okay, deep breath into this stretch, pull those toes up. Good, good, well done. Okay, up you come. Swing that leg round behind you now. And you are into a 4-point position. Knees just a little bit wider than the hips. Hands just a little bit wider than the shoulders. So we want a really, really strong base of support. You're going to feed one arm through the gap between your arm and leg. You're going to slide the hand down along the floor. You bend your supporting elbow. Try and keep your hips over your knees and see if you can get your shoulder somewhere towards the floor. Good, come back up. And we're going to swap that round to the other side. So when I say hips over knees, what I mean is this position I'm in here now, try and stay like that. What we sometimes can do is, see how my bottom's going back down towards my heels now. I want you to stay much more over. You're going to get a bigger twist that way. So we'll go through to the other side now. Slide the little finger edge of the hand. Hips staying over the knees. See if you can get your shoulder somewhere towards the floor. And then we'll come back up and we'll swap side to side again. So feed the arm through, hips over the knees, shoulder towards the floor. Good, release. Other side, through you go. And hopefully you'll find that with each repetition, it just goes a little bit further each time. Round and through. Shoulder down to the floor. Come back up. Once more, round and through. Shoulder to the floor. Good. And come back up. Now we're going to drop into child's pose. If this isn't comfortable for your hips and your knees, you can either give it a miss or you can modify by putting a block or a cushion between your bottom and your knees. So we're going to keep the knees and feet about hip width apart. Bum down towards the heels. Stretch your arms out in front and you're trying to push with splayed hands. Push back so that you're pushing your bottom onto your heels. Nice deep breaths here. So this is really good for range of movement in your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Good. And then you're going to uncurl and bring yourself around into a lying position. So we're going to come onto our backs. Make sure you've got enough room for your arms to go overhead and for your legs to be able to go out straight. And let's do that stretch now while we're here. Whilst we're testing out, we've got room. Have a little shuffle if you need to, and just take yourself out long. Have a wriggle. Loosen everything out a little bit. And then we're going to come back into a start position where we've got knees bent, feet and knees together. You're going to place your arms out to the side so that you've got palms up to the ceiling. Tuck your shoulder blades in behind you. And then we'll go for a hip twist, both knees over one way, head turning the opposite way to the knees. And you're just going to pause here briefly. Good. And then over the other way. Both knees one way, head turning the opposite way. Pause there briefly. I'm going to do 2 more to each side. So up and over you go. Hold it there. Good, over again. One more each way. And over. Good. We're back into center. I'm going to get you to bring both knees in towards your chest. Squeeze them in. If it feels uncomfortable to have both in at the same time, you can just do one and then the other. Try and keep your head down on the floor, shoulders melted in towards the mat, and then take a little squidge from side to side, whether that's just with one knee or if you're doing it with both. So getting right into that very end of range of your hip. There's a saying that sometimes is used, motion is lotion. So the more you move your joints, the more they're going to be lubricated, the better that mobility is you're going to get. And some days it's not going to feel like that, but regular repetition of your mobility exercises will do the power of good in the long run. Right, next one, we're going to work on some more rotation, but just increasing that stretch a little bit. You're going to take one leg out straight, and then the other leg, the bent knee, you're going to bring that across and pull it over the body. And you're trying to pull down towards the floor on the other side. So you'll feel a big pull on the outside of the leg. That's it. And you're trying to keep both shoulder blades down on the floor. I've put my other arm out to the side because it acts, I should say, as a bit of counter rotation. Good. Let's swap that over. So we take the bent one out straight, bring the bent one up and across, pull over the body, and then take the other arm out for a bit of counterbalance. Counter rotation, good. Marvellous. And then you're going to come onto your side. We're nearly there, a couple of stretches to go. So you're going to come onto your side. You can rest your head up onto your hand. You can use a pillow or a cushion if you've got it nearby, or you might want to use your upper arm as your pillow. We're only going to be here briefly, so whatever is most comfortable. We're going to do a little stretch for your quads, muscles at the front of the thigh. So I want you to bring your knee up towards you, grab a hold of your ankle. Ideally, if you can't get your ankle, you're going to get your sock or the back of your trouser leg, and you're going to squeeze your heel in towards your bottom. Lean your weight forwards a little bit, and then you're going to take that knee back. Keep squeezing the heel in towards the bum, push the hips forward, and you should get a stretch up the front of your thigh. Good, squeeze and hold it there. Wonderful, we're going to pop over to the other side to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to turn my back to you for a moment. And then same thing, so getting a hold of your ankle, sock, trouser leg, squeeze the heel into the bum. Lean your weight forwards a little bit, tuck your bottom underneath, and then push your knee back. So you're getting that big stretch at the front of the thigh. What you'll notice, if you arch your lower back, if you let that lower back sort of go into a curve, it's going to be a much easier stretch, whereas if you push the hips forward, squeeze the heel into the bum, squeeze your bum cheeks, you're going to get a stronger stretch at the front of the thigh. So do that. Good, hold it there. And release. We're then going to bring you up into a cat stretch, so up onto your hands and knees. Curve around the back. Curve around. Nice flowy movement. Two more. Wonderful. And then from here, we'll come up to a standing position. So nice and carefully bringing yourself up. Get yourself level. Sort your leggings out, which is always necessary once you come up from standing. And then a posture reset before I let you go. Make sure you can feel equal weight across the base of your big toe, your little toe, and your heel on either side. The feet are pushing in towards the floor, but you're lifting up through the crown of your head. The weight of the arms pulls the shoulders away from the ears. The bottom's tucked underneath and the ears are in line with the shoulders. Take two big, deep inhale, exhales in through the nose, out through the mouth, and again. Great stuff. Let your breath just return to a more normal rate and rhythm. Nice comfy standing position, and that is you done. Thank you very much for joining me for your stretch class. I'll see you again next week if you're joining me live, or whenever if you're watching this on catch up. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon. Bye bye.